Elias Voit, the antagonist in Criminal Minds, Evolution, might be depending on one BAU member to help him succeed. Since his plan to use one of his acolytes as the fall guy was successful, the FBI officially does not recognize Voit as Sicarius. As a result, his charges are so minor that Voit may be eligible for a compassionate release. Although scans reveal he also has long-term damage, Voit suffered severe brain damage in the Criminal Minds, Evolution Season 2 finale. Despite his amnesia, the BAU believes he is a very dangerous individual. Though the main characters in Criminal Minds, Evolution are still doubtful that he isn't somehow fabricating the behavioral changes, Voit does appear to be a genuinely changed man based on all the tests. Even before Voit came out of his coma, only one member of the team showed concern for his humanity. Penelope Garcia might be the only person who will believe Voit if he tries to show that he is no longer a monster but rather a man. However, if the show continues in its current direction, the resident tech analyst at the BAU might be positioning herself to be the primary target of Voit in the upcoming season. Garcia reportedly sat by Elias Voit's bedside during the 6 months between Criminal Minds, Evolution Seasons 2 and 3 when he was in a coma. When Luke finds out, he becomes worried and asks Garcia what she might be thinking. Garcia claims to have seen Voit's soul, or an ember of something, in reference to the heated stare-down she had with him in the Season 2 finale of Criminal Minds, Evolutions. Sitting by Voigt's unconscious body, she has been hoping to find something redeeming in the most prolific serial killer in the BAU. It seemed like the show was setting the stage for something in the Criminal Minds, Evolution Season 3 premiere because Garcia remained silent during the previous season, but she hasn't spoken to Voit since he regained consciousness. Voit is viewed by all the other members of the BAU as a monster beyond redemption, someone who should be locked up and the key thrown away. Dave Rossi's post-kidnapping hallucinations of Voit have hardly subsided, and JJ is growing suspicious of BAU Gate. However, if Garcia thinks Voit has a soul, he may also be headed in that direction. Voit is asking existential questions and his brain chemistry proves he can feel empathy. Garcia is best positioned to see and believe in Voigt's goodness, whether it's an act or a genuine biochemical shift, as the third season's arc has focused on humanizing him thus far. At the end of Criminal Minds, Evolution Season 3, Episode 4, we don't yet know if Voit overdosed on drugs by accident or on purpose, but in any case, this will help Garcia feel more pity for him. The BAU would interpret Voigt's deliberate overdose by hoarding his medication as a confession of guilt, but Garcia might interpret it as an expression of regret and remorse. It would be harmful to Voigt's mental health to have all the memories of his past life pushed back if he was so appalled by one of them that he attempted suicide. If Garcia believes that the current Voit shouldn't be held accountable for his previous deeds, she may be the sympathetic member of the team who opposes the BAU. On the other hand, Voit might be able to work with Garcia to permanently bring down the Sicarius network if his memories return, including the plan he started. It's much more likely that Voit will interact with Garcia more and choose her as his next BAU target, though, as Criminal Minds would never permit things to be resolved so neatly. Elias Voit had a pattern of behavior prior to his injury. He would obsess over a particular BAU member, develop a twisted psychological bond with them, and then launch a targeted attack. So successful were his mind games that Rossi was eventually kept away from Voit. When JJ and Luke Alves were sent in, Voit shifted his focus on JJ hinting at BAU Gate and knowing the personal and professional upheaval it would cause for her. All indications now suggest that Penelope Garcia will be Voigt's next victim. Despite being the BAU's most emotionally and physically vulnerable member, Penelope Garcia's technical skill makes her one of its greatest assets. Voigt's operation was one of the most technologically sophisticated the team had ever encountered. Voit will be unable to resist attempting to break her if given the opportunity, both to demonstrate his superiority and to establish his dominance. If Garcia is the only one who sees the positive aspects of Voit and he uses them against her in Criminal Minds, Evolution Season 4, it would be devastating but not shocking.